Hello, and welcome back to episode 5 of Modding Unturned. I know that it's been a long time since I last posted an episode of this series. I apologize for that. There are a couple of reasons. Working on Unturned on Hawaii and the expansion. Also, I switched I made the upgrade to a PC, so I am now part of the PC master race, so to speak. Woohoo! But that involved a lot of file transfer, lost a lot of the stuff that I was doing for the other YouTube videos, but we are back, and you know what? I'm going to hop right in. There are just a couple of things that I wanted to cover before we go into the Unity portion, which is the basis of this episode, Unity and putting the files actually into the game. About headlights. So headlights and taillights are now separate objects, so when you create your headlights and taillights, don't control J them to the actual body of the vehicle that you're working on, because they're going to have some separate materials when we go into Unity. As always, remember that you have your model _0 for your close level of detail culling in Unity, and then you have your model _1 for your farther culling level of detail. That's going to make sense in Unity in just a moment here. As always, again, make sure that you set your location and rotation and scale when you have the correct spacing on your model. That's pretty much it. And then you're going to export. I like FBX. Let's do URL 1. Give that a save. Okay. So we have our .fbx here. Going to open up Unity. As always, in Unturned, if you right-click on Unturned in your library here, you go to Properties, Browse Local Files, Bundles, Sources, and Tools. You'll have these two tools, which you should put in your Tools folder, under your Editor folder, in your Assets folder in Unity. Again, if you want to know how to set up Unity with tags and layers and all that sort of thing, I've provided links in the other episodes. I assume that you watch those episodes from the other helpful people before you watch these. These are kind of more advanced tutorials. I assume that you know the basics. So make sure you have your tools in there. In general, importing pretty much every single one of these is a good idea because it sets up the way Nelson organizes his files, and he is very organized. He has to be. So this will kind of set up the files. You can kind of reverse engineer and learn your way through the way things are set up this way. All right, what else? Okay, there should be, there's this vehicle example file. I think it's a police car. And when you drag and drop that in, it'll put an example file in your Unity. So I already have it, so it's not really importing anything, but it's here under Resources, Vehicles. It should give you some engines, and here's the vehicle police. So you're going to get this vehicle. So this might seem very overwhelming at first, but here's the breakdown. The stuff that you put in goes under Game. The stuff that you get out will go under Resources. That's the most basic way I can explain it. So again, you're going to get this hierarchy when you put the vehicle example file into your Unity. You will see these folders here if you import all the files correctly. And it's not too hard to do. You just drag and drop from this folder into here, hit OK, and you'll have all these files. Okay, so under Game, under Sources, under Models, which is what we just made in Blender, under Vehicles, I have a folder called One Tutorial. So we're going to drag and drop our URL in here. Okay, so scale factor, I'm going to set that to 100, don't touch anything else. Calculate 45 and split tangents. Hit apply, rig, legacy, don't import, and don't import animation. Okay, so this is our model. We've got the model _0 and the model _1. You might be wondering, where are they? I think these are taillights and headlights as well. I didn't name those properly. All of these set to 111. Okay, I think we can safely delete those. All right, so we've got our model underscore 0, our model underscore 1, which is named incorrectly. Apologies. Ryan, why are you making a tutorial if you don't know what you're doing? Okay. We've also got, we'll rename this one, headlights model. This is something that I should have done in Blender. You can rename everything on the right hierarchy. Taillights. Okay, so now we've got our model in here. We've made sure that it's 111. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that everything is tagged in layered vehicle. That way we don't run into any issues. Okay, so now I have my models in here. No materials, no shaders that we need to worry about just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go into, so we're going to close up game. I'm going to open up our resources here. Again, this is just the way that I do things. It's not necessarily 100% correct, but should do the trick. Okay, grab our police car here. I'm just going to duplicate this folder with Control D, and I'm going to name it URL 1. Okay, this is essentially the easiest way that you could possibly make a vehicle. It's to drag and drop the vehicle in, put it in the center here, and looks like it's facing the other direction, so we're going to change the rotation. Okay, now what? Well, we've got a couple of things on the vehicle here in Unity, which I will cover in the next episode. Stay tuned. Alright, here we go.